Welcome to Beyond the Music, the podcast where we dive into the lives and stories of people who shaped the world of music. I am Lena.
And I am Karina. We're both classically trained singers, and this podcast is our chance to explore the fascinating intersections of music, history, and humanity.
In our previous episode, we explored the life of Benjamin Britten and Peter Paes. And today we are talking about music and child development.
Ooh, that's a good topic.
What science actually says about how music affects children's brains, language, emotions, and social skills. And also what the research does not prove. So, think about a baby who's crying. And the moment someone starts singing softly, the whole situation changes. Breathing slows down, movement gets calmer, the face relaxes. We experience it as something almost magical. But it's not magic, it's development. Music is one of the few things that naturally combines sound, timing, emotion, memory, movement, and social connection. And that's exactly why scientists are so interested in it. Today, we'll explore what research suggests about music and child development, especially executive function, language building blocks, bonding, and social skills. And we'll also talk about what people often overclaim. So why do scientists care about music and child development? One reason music is such a fascinating topic for developmental science is that it's not a single ability, it's a full system activity. If a child claps a rhythm, they coordinate hearing and movement. If they sing, they practice pitch, breath, memory, timing, and auditory feedback. If they make music with someone else, they practice turn-taking, attention, and social coordination. And when research talks about music training, it can mean very different things. Singing at home, rhythm games in kindergarten, choir, private lessons, or structured instrumental practice. Those experiences aren't identical, and that matters because the benefits might depend on how music is done, not just whether it exists in a child's life. One of the strongest and most interesting areas of research is executive function, the mental skills that help kids regulate attention, inhibit impulses, plan, and hold information in mind. A 2022 research review of Frontiers in Psychology summarizes evidence that music training is associated with improvements in executive functions in children, and a 2024 meta-analysis focusing specifically on inhibitory control, the ability to stop an impulse, wait, and regulate behavior, found that music training improved inhibition in children, including more rigorous experimental studies. Now, what does that mean in real life? Inhibitory control is the stop system. It's what lets a child pause before blurting out, wait, their turn, not rush, not grab. And music constantly trains that. You have to wait for your entrance. You have to keep the tempo even if you're excited. You have to monitor yourself and correct mistakes while staying calm. So the science-based takeaway isn't music makes children perfect. It's music can repeatedly exercise skills that look a lot like attention control and self-regulation, especially if the musical activity is structured and consistent. So Karina, as a singer, do you feel that music training actively taught you self-control, breath, entrances, pacing, or did it mainly reveal the self-control you already had?
Oh, that's a very loaded question. I think my answer to that would be, it depends who you talk to.
I guess your parents tell something else than your voice teacher.
Maybe. I love you, mom and dad. No, I definitely think music taught me to be patient. And I think over the years being a singer, it has reinforced the idea and the belief that everyone is unique. We all have our own paths and we all have to be patient with ourselves.
Mm. Yeah. For me, it depends in what area I'm patient. Sometimes I'm not. So I think it formed a little bit of the patience. I can be really patient if I have to, but if I don't have to, I don't want to be patient.
Well, you're very patient with me, and I appreciate that.
So, this is where a lot of myths live, like music lessons make children smarter or music raises IQ. There are studies showing associations between music training and language-related skills. That makes sense because music is deeply connected to timing, listening, precision, and sound discrimination. And those are also relevant for language. But researchers are careful because many things can overlap. Families who provide music lessons may also provide other educational advantages, and that can inflate apparent music effects. A major meta-analysis by Sala and Gobert argued that many broad cognitive claims shrink when you focus on higher quality study designs, so we should avoid exaggerated headlines. A responsible way to explain it is music may support building blocks that help language, but it's not a guaranteed shortcut to academic success. Let's go to the earliest stage of development. Babies. Across cultures, humans sing to infants. And research suggests it's not random, it has a function. A 2023 systematic review of live parental infant-directed singing found evidence of benefits for infants, parents, and the parent-infant relationship, especially in regulation and bonding. Why might singing help regulation? Because infant-directed singing tends to be predictable. Steady pulse, repeated patterns, gentle contours. Babies love predictability. It helps them organize their internal state. And unlike a recording, a live voice responds in real time. If the baby tenses, you soften. If the baby calms, you slow down. That responsiveness is essentially social regulation through sound. So music here isn't training. It's relationship. As a singer, we are obviously based towards the voice, but do you feel the live human voice does something a recording can't, especially for a child?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing like live performances, and I think we all came to the same conclusion, especially during COVID when everything had to be shut down and people were saying that there's nothing comparative to live theater.
Yeah. Also voiced is like carries emotion and you react with a emotion if it's not recorded, like directly. You mirror a person through your voice and your body language also, but also with your voice. And you can also regulate someone through your voice. Rhythm is where brain and body meet. When children clap, stomp, bounce, or play simple percussion, they train sensory motor coordination, but also prediction. Rhythm is basically a repeated what comes next exercise. Your brain learns to anticipate. And rhythm is social too. Conversation has rhythm, turn taking, timing, pacing, responding. Making music together is like practicing social timing in a structured environment. That's why ensembles, even simple classroom drumming circles, can teach something beyond notes. They teach how to be with others in time. Researchers are also interested in music-based activities for children with ADHD or autism, not as a replacement for therapy or medical care, but as a motivating and structured way to practice certain skills. For ADHD, executive functions like inhibitory control are central, and the 2024 meta-analysis I mentioned points to improvements in inhibition control through music training in children. For autism, the picture can be more individual, but the underlying idea is similar. Music can provide predictable structure and sharing timing, which may support interaction and engagement for some children. Important note, this isn't music cures. Its music can be a useful tool in the toolbox. So what are the practical takeaways? The best part about all this is you don't need expensive lessons for music to matter developmentally. What tends to matter most is regular engagement and social connection, not perfection. Simple science-aligned ideas. Sing to babies and toddlers. Repetition is comforting. Call and response songs for attention and turn-taking. Rhythm games like clap patterns or stomp, walk, stop. That stop is literal inhibition training. Allow playful exploration before strict technique. If lessons happen, focus on consistency and process, not being the best. Because if music becomes only pressure, you can lose the very benefits you wanted. So the science-based picture looks like this. Evidence suggests music training can support executive functions, especially inhibitory control. Evidence suggests live infant-directed singing supports bonding and regulation. Broad claims like music raises intelligence are mixed, and major analysis warn against exaggeration. Even where effects are modest, the human value is huge. Music gives children a way to regulate emotion, experience belonging, and develop identity. If you had to choose one main benefit of music for children, Karina, would you say it's more cognitive, like attention and self-control, or more emotional, like bonding and belonging?
For me, I would say more emotional, the bonding, because I remember this one quote that music is the universal language. And I think it's really important for everyone to remember that music brings us all together.
Mm. Yeah, I also think that it's more emotional for the bonding and belonging. I think the attention and self-control comes with the interest in other people. Because you want to listen to other people and let them speak the full sentence and understand them and wait until you get all the information. So you also do train then a little bit your self-control.
Yeah.
So, and as at the end, I have a question for everyone listening. What's your earliest memory of music? And do you think it shaped you? With that, I hope you enjoyed music and child development as much as we did. If you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.
Next time, we'll delve into another fascinating chapter of music history. Until then, keep listening and discovering the stories beyond the music. See you next time.